Right, it is 3:01. I see Councilmember Medina and Councilmember Gardner. So let's go ahead and get started. For our first item, we are going to go through the approval of the February 9th, 2025 meeting minutes. Does anyone have any changes they'd like to make?
None for me.
Looks good to me.
Great. I guess I will officially and formally ask, so you approve meeting minutes as written?
Yes.
Yes.
Great, me too. Those are approved. And let's move on to any announcements. Anything from staff?
None from staff today.
Great. Consent items. Seeing none, let's move to new items. Agenda item 5A, Aurora Youth Commission annual report for 2025. Am I the only one that can't hear anything?
My apologies. I looked like I was still muted. My name is Dave Wagner, and I am the city liaison for the Aurora Youth Commission. And Sydney Sirk, who is supposed to be delivering this presentation, is having some technical difficulties getting into the meeting, it seems.
Okay. What?
If need be, I can go through the presentation. Happy to do that.
Let's see. Laura, do we have the presenter for the Human Relations Commission report? We could try to flip-flop them if we have them.
Hi, yeah, I'm giving the Human Relations Commission presentation, and I'd be happy to swap out.
Okay, let's do that and see if we can get the technical issues worked out for the Youth Commission presentation.
Great, thank you. Yeah, so I'm Brian Kelly. I'm the Vice Chair of the Human Relations Commission. I know that your agenda said Amy Wiles would be giving this presentation, but she wasn't able to. So I'm here to just give a recap of our year and talk a little bit about our plans for the coming year. If you could hit the next slide, please. So these are just some basic background pieces of information about the Human Relations Commission. I won't go into all of it. I know that you all have the slide deck. You can peruse at your own leisure. But just some general information about us. We currently have 8 voting members who are in filled positions, and 2 applicants are in process. Our commissioners serve for 3-year terms. And then just for our sort of elevator pitch, the mission and purpose of the Human Relations Commission is to promote a mutual understanding and respect among all people. We disseminate information and educational materials to eliminate prejudice, promote human relations, and investigate complaints of this nature. And then the bottom section there just talks about how our work aligns with the City of Aurora's mission, goals, and objectives. And yeah, throughout the year, we do that in a number of different ways. If you could, the next slide, please. So community engagement is a big part of what we do. Between 2024 and 2025, in this previous year, we invited several different nonprofit organizations to come talk to our commission about the kind of work that they're doing. That allowed us to also share the work that we are doing with them to kind of tighten our relationship with one another and discuss how we can partner. And then springing from those meetings with nonprofit and aligned organizations, we would often, commissioners would volunteer for efforts that are being put on by these organizations to do good in the city of Aurora, or give donations to them to help them do their work. And so some of the organizations that we had these sorts of conversations with are Iron Sharp Community Foundation, WAMOS, which stands for Walk a Mile in Our Shoes, which we'll be talking about a little bit later, the Northwest Aurora Food Justice Program, Urban Farmer, and the National Federation of the Blind. Next, thank you. And so in addition to meeting with other organizations who are doing good work in the city of Aurora, we also hosted a few different events of our own. These are pictures of a community reading hour that we held on June 29th of this last year at the Stanley Marketplace. So a part of this, the motivation behind this was encouraging kids to read and to see the value in reading, especially during the summer break from school. So we used both the combination of donations that we gathered and also using some of our own funds to buy books that kind of shared these values of celebration of diversity and comfort levels in different kids, celebrating the communities that they come from, and the ways that these different communities interact in productive and healthy ways, which I think is a good manifestation of the Human Relations Commission mission. And then throughout the event, each child was welcome to come get one of these books that we had available. We had sort of a range from picture books for very young audiences to or like young adult, very short chapter books. So each child was able to get one of those books to take home with himself and enjoy during the summer. And then we also had a series of guest readers who would read books to these kids. So that included the Aurora Poet Laureate, a member of the law enforcement community, and others who wanted to share their love of reading with the kids. So that was a great success and something that we plan on replicating in this following year, as I'll talk about a little bit. But if I can get the next slide, please. So we also participated in Global Fest of 2024, which we're always very excited to do. We had a table where we could give out information about the programming that we do and just show support for the community. I think Global Fest is a great time again, there's just a lot of overlap with the ethos of the Global Fest and the spirit of the Human Relations Commission of bringing communities together, celebrating communities for what they are, and showing how communities can get along well together and even flourish when they're in communication and engagement with one another. Next slide, please. We also did quite a few, or a couple of different examples of engaging with Pride celebrations this year. That includes walking in the Denver Parade with the DEI office and the Aurora Fire Department. And we also attended Aurora Pride, where we had a table where we were able to give out some information about ourselves and some resources that we put along in conjunction with the DEI office. Next slide, please. Then some more summer events. Juneteenth, we engaged in celebration of Juneteenth, and then Iron Shark, who I mentioned previously, had a summer kickoff where we were able to participate in that as well. Next slide, please. And then another event that we put together ourselves was a Know Your Rights presentation that the presenter of this information was an organization called Learn Your Rights in the Community. This happened on November 9th of last year at the Village Exchange Center. And so yeah, it was this concept of helping residents of Aurora know their rights, to be able to have good relationships with the law enforcement community. In creating this event, we also reached out to the Aurora Police Department, and Matthew Orcorda was very excited to come be part of the presentation. If you know him, he's one of the community relations team members with APD. We had the presentation, and then Matthew Orcorda was able to stand and give some comments and answer some questions, and just help build those relationships. So the content of the presentation, I think, was very, very good. Sadly, the night before the event was happening, we had a big snowstorm, and that whole neighborhood basically lost its power. Although the Village Exchange Center was like a refuge, like an oasis in all of that power outage. So we were able to have the event, but we didn't have as many attendees as we had hoped. However, I think this was a really good first step. We're now, as I'll be talking about, anticipating putting on 3 of these events in 2025. It's kind of a proof of concept that I think went really well. So we're excited to continue with this sort of work in the future. Next slide, please. Just some other events that we participated in are a number of different MLK events. The pictures that you see here are from the WAMOS Foundation, which is the Walk a Mile in Our Shoes, which is built around art and creativity, specifically around shoes. As you can see, there are some designs there that were done by kids participating in the program who were inspired by MLK and MLK's spirit to make these. So we helped to work with them to make this possible. We also sponsored and volunteered at the opening celebration for the city of Aurora for MLK Day, as well as the prayer vigil, proclamation reading, and the interfaith breakfast. Next slide, please. Then a couple more, just some pictures from these events. HRC members, Human Relations Commission members, volunteered with the DEI office and APD at the Iron Sharp Community Foundation event. So again, this is something that was put on by the Iron Sharp organization just to create support bags for at-risk students. Each of these bags included words of affirmation, foods, and flyers for additional resources for those kids and their families. Next slide, please. And then just again, a couple of other items. We helped with the Santa in the Park event that Aurora Police Department puts on every year, and Heart for the World Winter event with React. Next slide, please. So that was a recap of what we had been doing in 2024, and this is an overview of some of what we hope to accomplish in 2025. So working left to right, we do hope to create another community reading hour for the youth of Aurora. We think that the Stay in the Marketplace was a great location for this last time, so we'll be seeking a similar effort in the future. And then next, as I said, we are pursuing 3 different Know Your Rights events throughout the year, which we are going to have. We're in the planning stages, but we're anticipating May, July, and September, sort of sprinkle them throughout the remainder of the year. And then we're going to be holding them in 3 different locations that are well spread throughout the city of Aurora, so we can have as broad and as diverse of an audience as we can, and hopefully engage in different communities in getting attendees to those presentations. We're also continuing to create partnerships with other Aurora commissions, with advocacy groups, community organizations, and local businesses to help promote the work of the Human Relations Commission. We're supporting low-income and unhoused residents this year with the fall supply drive and giveaway. So we're going to be collecting and then distributing warm winter gear and hygiene items to those in need of those. And then we are hoping to create more community awareness, both for the commission itself, but then also just excellent things going on throughout the city by continuing to participate in City of Aurora activities such as MLK Day, Juneteenth, Global Fest, and Pride. And then the next slide, that's what I've got for you all. Very happy to answer any questions, but thank you for the opportunity to come tell you what we've been up to.
Thank you. Councilmember Medina, any comments or questions?
No, like I said, I plan to get more involved with the commission. I've been invited, I think, next month to go present there, and I did last year as well. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out ways to get more people throughout the city to be part of the youth commission. So yeah, thank you.
Great. Councilmember Gardner?
No, just thanks for the update and presentation. Looks like there's a lot of great things going on. I especially like the partnership with Iron Sharp Community Foundation. They do a lot of good things. I recently tried to get my colleagues, present company excluded, to support a trash cleanup event that they're doing later this year, and unfortunately didn't get support for that. But either way, I'm glad to see the partnerships that you guys have with various organizations in the community. So thanks for the update.
Thank you.
Yes. Let's see. I don't have any. Oh, actually, I do. On the Know Your Rights training, I know the technical issues kind of put a damper on the turnout. Are you guys all planning on rescheduling or doing another training rather? Are you hearing any other needs in community for any other types of trainings as well?
Yeah, we're planning on putting on 3 additional Learn Your Rights events throughout the year. So that'll be, we're shooting for May, July, and September.
Okay, great.
Hopefully no blizzards in May or July or September.
Hopefully. You never know what could pop up though. Okay. Thank you for your presentation. Always appreciate the update, and yeah, excited to see all the activities and all the engagement y'all have been doing. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, let's circle back to the youth commission report. Were we able to get the presenter on?
Yes, I do believe that Sydney is here. She might need microphone access.
I'm here.
Perfect.
Alrighty. Who do you want to, staff, do you want to get us kicked off and then hand it over to Sydney?
Absolutely. So my name is Dave Wagner. I am the city liaison with the Aurora Youth Commission. And with me, we also have Donna Hunt. And then we have the chair of the Aurora Youth Commission, Sydney Sirk, who will be presenting on what we have been doing this year.
Hi. Is the slides like up on the screen?
Yes, the slides are up.
They're up,
Mhm.
Sydney.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of a blizzard right now, so I'm having some connectivity issues. So I'm doing this from my phone, so I'm able to see everything and hear everything I'm saying. Is it on the title slide?
Yes.
All right. Well, hello. I'm very excited to speak with you all today. Especially about what the commission has been doing in the past year or so and what we are planning on doing moving forward. Like my liaison Dave introduced me, my name is Sydney. I am the chair of the Aurora Youth Commission. I've been with the Youth Commission for almost 3 years now, so it's been really exciting to watch the growth and the development of the commission, and I'm excited to talk about some of our accomplishments and then also some of our goals for this upcoming session. So if you'll move the slide. Our mission statement and our purpose. Our mission statement is to advise the city council, the city manager, and the director of the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Open Space regarding the interests of the youth in the city of Aurora. Our commission's mission is to better the well-being of Aurora's youth through representation, service, and action. And our purpose is we pride ourselves on advising the city on matters pertaining to the youth, advocating for youth issues, developing youth concerns. You can switch the slide. Our goals, these are similar to our goals last year. These are more general goals, but we'll go into more specifics later on. Our goals are to continue to have a full member commission, to engage with the community through volunteering and outreach, and to hear and to understand the youth issues of Aurora. If you'll switch the slide, please. So our membership, this is something that we've improved a lot on in the past year. We have 14 youth members and 4 members that are 21 or older. This year we only have 2 youth vacancies. Last year I believe we had 7 or 8 youth vacancies. So this is a very big improvement, as well as 2 adult vacancies. Another thing that we are very proud of is the amount of schools that we represent. We want to represent more parts of Aurora, not just Southeast Aurora, but more Northern Aurora. So as you can see, we have new schools represented, such as Gateway High School, Cherry Creek High School, and we are always looking to expand to other parts of the district. So especially being able to expand more to other districts beyond just Cherry Creek schools was a very big thing for us, and we're trying to get the word out to those schools. Next slide, please. So here should just be some testimonials from our commission. For instance, we have our youth members, Alex and Henry. They're also on the exec board with me. And a lot of them talk about, like you'll see Alex talking about how we do a lot of volunteering with the commission, such as with the Adaptive Triathlon and the Arise program. And what we really like to do is to connect ourselves with as many groups as possible. Obviously, we advocate for the youth and the youth programs within the city, but we also try to diversify and branch out to as many groups as we can, let them know that we are a support pillar for them within the community. And as Henry says, we try to involve a lot of like guests or from other programs, again, diversifying our outreach and expanding ourselves to as many perspectives as possible. Next slide, please. These are just our meeting dates. We meet the first Thursday of every month, August through May during the public school calendar. We meet for 2 hours, and we always have in-person meetings at the Central Recreation Center, and anyone is able to drop in or observe the meeting if they would like. Next slide, please. And so here are just some more of our goals, some of our focused initiatives. We want to create semester goals to focus on specifically recruitment, volunteering, etc., and also focus on initiatives dedicating to improving youth mental health. And so we've done some things specifically this year that I can talk about. Next slide, please. So for instance, we do our in-person volunteering. We are Aurora Youth fall break, but however, this spring break, we're also doing our We Are Aurora Youth spring break. This was basically an opportunity where we're able to talk to kids at local rec centers within our community and talk to them about, things that they enjoy doing, things that we could better do as the youth commission to support them more. Specifically, we engage in conversations with them about their mental health. What do you do when you're having a bad day? What do you feel like the city could do to better improve your mental health? And we just had very casual but also very beneficial conversations, and we were able to take those conversations back to our meetings and talk about maybe some initiatives that we could do within the next year in order to improve connectivity between our commission and the youth of Aurora. And we also involved ourselves in other events such as the trunk or treat with Aurora Housing. Again, we really want to involve ourselves more and expand our outreach, especially within Northern Aurora. So being able to do that trunk or treat in Northeast Aurora really allowed us to expand that outreach. Next slide, please. And as every year, we attend the Youth Celebrate Diversity Conference. This year, we were able to do so for the full time. And we got to talk to a lot of different youth groups all across Colorado. A lot of them were schools, but many of them were also other youth commissions, such as our own. We got to learn a lot about diversity from all different cultures, but most importantly, we got to learn about not just multiple cultures, just multiple types of groups, peoples, schools, everything ranging from, ethics courses to housing courses and things related to that. Next slide, please. And then we also have our speakers at every meeting. Like I said before, we try to diversify our speaker lists and ensure that we have lots of people from multiple different backgrounds and programs coming to speak to us so that we can learn and utilize what they are doing and put that towards our initiatives as a commission. So for instance, we had Bill McCartan from the Aurora Elections Commission coming to speak to us during election season about, what that means and how we can involve, youth in voting and setting up registration drives at schools and things like that. That's just one instance of, the many topics that we talked about that we've tried to make sure are relevant to our commission and to our goals. Next slide, please. Then we have our team building. These are just some fun things that we do to try and be closer as a commission. For instance, we have our book club, which is The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. And right now we are reading Dare to Lead by Brene Brown. We always try to make sure that we are having engaging discussions about our books, and it's brought us a lot closer together as a commission. We also do our team bonding. So in December, we did an escape room. Next slide, please. Our goal for next year is we would like city council members and recreation board members to know that they're always invited to Aurora Youth Commission meetings. Again, that is the first Thursday of every month. So if you are wanting to see what we are doing, or you want to engage in our conversations, you are always welcome to attend those meetings. And of course, we always ask for the City Council's continued support in addressing issues pertaining to the youth. Our goals is that we want to maintain membership from multiple different Aurora high schools and expand that membership. We want to engage with the community through more service projects, and we also want to advocate for youth issues related to the Aurora city government. Like I said before, one of our main specific goals for the next upcoming year, doing things like youth outreach and youth connectivity. So as of recent, we've been doing things like youth park cleanups that we advertise and promote at our We Are Aurora Youth Spring Break events. You know, if we could have some support, or maybe if a couple of you want to show up to those events, that would be incredible to have that support and allow us to reach multiple other groups besides just within our commission. Next slide. So that is it just for today's presentation. Thank you guys so much for your time and attention. Do you have any questions?
Sydney, thank you for your presentation and for working through the tech challenges, even through a blizzard. Speaks to your commitment. So thanks for being here to present. We enjoy getting these updates. Councilmember Gardner, any questions, comments?
No, just Sydney, thanks for, like Councilmember Murillo said, thanks for pushing through with the technical difficulties, and thanks for volunteering for the commission. It's really important to get involved, and so appreciate what you're doing.
Councilmember Medina.
Yes, thank you again, Sydney. Yeah, I went out and spoke in November, so I've got some follow-up stuff that I'll be talking to you guys about, and some of the stuff regarding that mental health. So I've got some things that I'm working on right now currently, so to address that specifically. And so, yeah, I'll kind of update you on some things, and hopefully we can continue to move forward. And yeah, let me know, get some dates and times of those activities, and I'm certainly, if I'm available, I'll certainly attend those. So thank you.
Great, thank you.
As far as my questions, well, a comment first. Just excited to get the update and just hearing about the. I didn't realize there was a Youth Celebrate Diversity conference. I remember at my high school we did like hip hop and like other dancing workshops and just exposure to different things. So happy to hear that. I was curious if you guys go to other high schools or if you guys are part of actively recruiting other commission members from other high schools.
Yeah, so currently it's kind of a gray area about like actually being able to go into high schools and speak to students, but that's definitely something we've talked about in the past. Right now it's a lot of like word of mouth recruitment. That's how we've, gotten students from Gateway or more northern or, like western parts of Aurora. But that is definitely something that we are talking about doing.
Also, Marcus has been a huge help with recruitment.
Gotcha. Are there any barriers? It sounded, I guess I didn't quite understand your comment about gray areas if you are allowed to go to different schools. Maybe you don't have the answer. Maybe Dave, you do, but just want to understand that a little bit better.
So Sydney, go ahead if you.
No, I was waiting for you to answer.
All good. So we have talked to several different members about reaching out to schools and seeing if we can get into schools, and like meeting with their student councils. It's more just getting those permissions from the schools to come in and talk.
Gotcha. So it sounds like you'd have to go school by school for that.
Yes.
what I guess another suggestion, I like the idea of presenting to student councils. Another thing to maybe think about is maybe talking to the Aurora Education Association and any counterparts on the through the Cherry Creek School District, just because it's a bunch of like active teachers that might, they know their students a little bit better, and just for their awareness, like, hey, there are some leadership opportunities if they have students that they think that might be a good fit. So just something to consider to maybe target teachers and give a presentation that way as well.
Absolutely. Those are great ideas. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. I didn't have anything else. Thank you for the presentation. I think this is just information only. Yes. All right. I think we are wrapped up on that item. All right. Any miscellaneous items for consideration?
None from staff today.
All right. Seeing none. Anticipated topics for next meeting. How are those shaping up? Is that still the plan? The marketing update, DAVA update, and then Cultural Affairs Commission report?
Yes, those are the 3 planned agenda items for our meeting next month.
All right. And just double checking the date of our next meeting, Wednesday, April 16th, 3 to 4:30. It is also the same day as one of the Aurora events, but that starts at 5:15. So should be able to transition between the two. Does that still work for everyone? Okay. Seeing head nods, thumbs up. Great. All right. I think we are good to go. Meeting is adjourned. Have a great rest of your day, evening, and we'll see you all next month.
All right. Thank you.